El Ruach, God of Spirit, Spirit of God. Yehovah Elohi El Ruach. Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. Please fill me and lead me, and cover me and stir me, and speak through me with your Ruach HaKodesh, that I may speak your written words with boldness and humility to those who listen. I ask all these things in Yeshua HaMashiach's name. Amen. We'll start with the Shema. Listen and obey. Children of Yehovah, pay careful attention and respond. Yehovah is our power and authority. Yehovah works in unity with himself, and you shall act upon your love to Yehovah with your power and authority, with your thoughts and mind, with your entire body, and with all the muchness that you have. Yod, Hey, Vav, Hey. Hand, behold, nail, behold. Ezra, chapter 5. The prophets Haggai and Zechariah, the son of Iddo, prophesied to the Judeans in Jerusalem and Yehuda. They prophesied to them in the name of the God of Israel. Then Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, and Yeshua, the son of Yotzadok, began rebuilding the house of God in Jerusalem. With them were the prophets of God helping them. No sooner had they begun when Tatnai, the governor of the territory beyond the Euphrates River, Shatar, Boznai, and their colleagues came and asked them, "Who gave you permission to rebuild this house and finish this wall? What are their names and the men putting up this building?" But the eye of their God was on their leaders of the Judeans. So they didn't stop them until the matter could come before Darius, and a reply in writing be received. Here is the text of the letter which Tatnai, the governor of the territory beyond the river, Shatar Boznai, and their fellow officials beyond the river sent to Darius the king. They sent him a letter in which it was written, "To Darius the king, complete shalom. Let the king know that we went to the province of Yehuda, to the house of the great God. It is being rebuilt with large stones, and timber is being set in the walls. This work is being done energetically, and it is making a good progress under the direction of their leaders. We asked them, 'Who gave you permission to rebuild the house and finish this wall?' We also asked them their names, so that we could write you the names of the men in charge of them. They gave us this answer: 'We are the servants of the God of the heavens and the earth. We are rebuilding the temple. We are rebuilding the house that was built many years ago, built and finished by the great king of Israel. But because of our ancestors provoked the God of heaven, he handed them over to Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babel, the Chaldean. He destroyed this house and carried the people off to Babel. But in the first year of Koresh, king of Babel, Koresh the king gave authorization to rebuild this house of God. Moreover, the gold and silver articles belonging to the house of God, which Nebuchadnezzar had removed from the temple in Jerusalem and brought to the temple of Babel, Koresh the king took out of the temple of Babel. They were turned over to a man named Sheshbazzar, whom he had appointed governor. He said to him, 'Take these articles, go, put them in the temple in Jerusalem, and let the house of God be rebuilt on its own site.' So this same Sheshbazzar came and laid the foundations of the house of God in Jerusalem. It has been under construction ever since, and isn't finished yet. Now therefore, if it seems good to the king, let a search be made in the royal treasury there in Babel to determine whether a decree was issued by Koresh the king to rebuild this house of God in Jerusalem. And let the king send us his decision concerning the matter." How can we learn to love our Creator after reading this fascinating 5th chapter of Ezra? We can love Yehovah by responding immediately to his voice through the prophets. Love Yehovah by standing firm in the work despite threats from worldly powers. Love Yehovah by declaring your identity boldly as his servant. How can we love our neighbors as Yeshua loves us? By affirming others when they are acting in obedience, especially when they're under scrutiny or pressure. How can we bear one another's burdens? By standing with others when opposition questions their mission, reminding them who sent them. What are the top 3 fruits of the Spirit found? 1. Boldness. The prophet spoke, and the people resumed building without hesitation. 2. Faithfulness. They answered the authorities by affirming Yehovah's command. 3. Peace. Shalom. The eye of Yehovah was on them, protecting their progress from interference. What is the Hebrew word that encapsulates this chapter? Nevi'im, meaning prophets. Anchor sentence, verse 1. Then the prophets prophesied to the Judeans. How can we find Yeshua in the scriptures? Yeshua is the ultimate prophet who not only spoke Yehovah's word, but fulfilled it. The prophetic call to rebuild mirrors Yeshua's call to restore hearts and lives. The authority questioned in Ezra reflects the same accusations Yeshua faced. Mitzvah response, Torah-based? Mitzvah. Deuteronomy 18, verse 18, I will raise up for them a prophet, and I will put my words in his mouth. A response might look like this: I will listen when Yehovah sends correction or encouragement through his appointed voices. Hebrew declaration, Bechol nevi'av, kamu, livnot, shuv. By the voice of his prophets, they rose to build again. We'll end this Friday night Shabbat with the Aaronic blessing using the name. Yehovah will kneel before you presenting gifts, and he will guard you with a hedge of protection. Yehovah will illuminate the wholeness of his being toward you, bringing order, and he'll provide you with love, sustenance, and friendship. Yehovah lift up the wholeness of his being and look upon you, set in place all you need to be whole and complete. Shabbat shalom, shalom, shalom.